Hello everyone, welcome to Do It Easy. Today we are going to see what is events and listener in Laravel, and we'll see how these are being executed. So now let's start. Firstly, what is events? Events are the actions that occurs within an application. For example, any user sign up or any user login or any operation performed over an application, then these are being referred to as events. And now what is listener? When any events occur in an application, then how these events are being handled and how these are being responded, then these are the task of listener. So we will see further in example. And before we start, one thing to note is that an event can have multiple listener. We will see further in example. Now, what are the steps to be followed? Firstly, we need to register events and listener in event service provider.php file. Then we need to define events and listener, and after we will try to hit the event. So now we will move on to the example. This is my project. What I am supposed to do, that I will create an event where I will try to hit first name and message in this event, and regarding this event I will create two listener and try to execute this. So firstly we will move on event service provider .php file. Here you can find this app slash provider, then event service provider. You can see there is a property name as $listen. Here all the events and their listeners are registered. So we will give our listeners and events path. Here our events are registered in app slash event directory and listeners in app slash listeners. And for now there is no directory for such name, but after when we execute the command you can find these. I will give path as app events as my event name is test event. Similarly we will give path of our listener app plus listeners slash my first listener name is first, and this is second. This way you can register your events and listener. Now we need to execute a command to generate these events and listeners. For them we will add comma artisan event generate. So you can see here it is event, and regarding these are two listeners. So now what we need to do, we need to define our event. As I've told that I will hit an event which take first name and message in parameters. In first listener I will print the first name, and in second listener I will print the message. So firstly we need to define our constructor through these two parameters. Firstly it is as first name, and second is message. First name comma and then to the message this color, first name is. So now we need to go on first listener. As I have told, I will print the name of first parameter as first name. You can see it is handle method here, and it is taking parameter as a test event. It is an instance. So as another way I can say it is a object type, so you can access its name as dollar event, and then this operator is called arrow operator, and then as my first parameter name is first name. Similarly, in second listener I will take it as dollar, and I will try to print this as message. So here you can define your events and listener. Now we will execute this event. For this I will create a controller. I think there should be controller by default. We can try for this as well. Yes, this is a controller. Here we will define a method. It is named as test. I will keep my event name as, we will try to hit our event as event. This way you can hit event, then my event class name is test event, and as in constructor I pass two parameters. These values are Laravel user, and the message is suppose trying to hit event. Okay, now I need to give its path use, as it is an app plus events plus test event. So now we need to call this method. We can hit this event in route as well, but I have just taken example how can we do this by controller. Route get, suppose I have taken this name as test, my path name, and as our controller is controller, and method name is test. Now we will in our project, it is on 8001 port. We will run this /test. Yes, it has print both the values. You can see it is the first name Laravel user, and this one is the message. We just take a quick look how it has been executed. We'll go on web.php. Here as we have hit the path /test, and it has called the controller. For this it is the method has been called, which is test. Obviously this is the one which we have defined. We will go in this method, and you can see we have trigger an event which is named as test event, which we have created, and in this event we have passed two parameter. This is for the first name and this for the message. You can see in the constructor here. And regarding this we have created two listeners, that is first listener and second listener. In the first one we have printed the first name, and in the second listener we have printed this message. So this way we have seen how the events and listeners have worked. So try this, and if you find any problem just mention in the comment box and ask. Hope you have liked this video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.